Hi Gabs, welcome to another deck profile video. This is what I like to call my Scuff Gallantmon guild because I made this all in last minute and tried to learn the deck in 1 week, but I got top 128 cut, so I think that's okay for a deck profile video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want more videos like this. I really like Gallantmon. I think Tamers is a lot of people's favorite series and I want to make this deck more viable, so hopefully this can be a good starting gate for you to try it out. First off, we're going to focus on our eggs. I run 2 of the Digimon starter deck and 3 of the EX2. I know a lot of people run usually 4 of the EX2. I like the Digimon's inheritable with that when a Digimon's deleted you get 2 KDP, just because Gallantmon usually is very low KDP and that can hurt you in security, so the Digimon just really helps me out usually. So we'll go to our rookies. It's an interesting batch. We have 2 of the starter deck Gallantmon. Why wouldn't you want it? I haven't warp digivolved, but I think it's still good. 2 of the EX2 Gallantmon. We run, I believe, 3 of the Solarmon. Oh no, 2 of the Solarmon. I broke it down. And then we're running 3 of Gallantmon X antibody. Well, so the reason I do the Solarmon is because red doesn't really have that many floodgates. So I prefer to have it just in case, because you don't know what you're going to really hit into. And I run 2 of each Gallantmon because it depends, like, it can be very situational with a lot of your matches. So it depends on what you're really going for in your build. If you want more aggression, probably just keep hammering it up with all of the Gallantmons. If you want a bit of a slow aggression and more control style, which I like to play it, I kind of go for the Solarmons. But those are my rookies. For a lot of Gallantmon builds, they run a lot more rookies. I found that even if I bricked on rookies, nothing really changed too much, so it was alright. Alright, let's get into our level 4s. Of course, we're going to be running 4 of the Gallantmon EX4. This is just really neat because I feel like, especially when you had the Digimon matchup, it helped me a lot because most of the players would just deck out in case they have a lot of machines. I run 2 of the EX2 Gallantmon, mostly because of the inheritable. I usually have the when attacking effect with when delete, but the inheritable is if this Digimon has Gallantmon or Gallantmon in its name, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. I was versing a D-Brigade player, and it helped me a lot in this kind of matchup. 2 of the standard deck, and 2 of Gall X. The reason I don't run more of Gall X is that it's an okay inheritable in effect. I've seen some people just take it out completely, and I totally understand that. If anything, you could probably run 4 of the standard deck ones to take out the Growl EX2. I just knew that a lot of the time it would be Bloomlord and Blue Flare I'd probably be versing up, which wasn't necessarily the case with my matchups. I mostly had Ulforce, Bloomlord, Ulforce, Digimon, D-Brigade. But it was a lot of black decks that can kind of get out a lot of rookies at the same time, so I was a bit more cautious with most of my builds. And a shout out to all my friends that really helped me with this build last minute. I just wanted to make sure that everything was all good, and they helped me out with tons of cards, which you guys will probably see. One of the cards was a pre-release Gallantmon X, which we're going to be running 3 of. 4 of the EX3 one. The EX3 one's just mad good. It's wonderful. I don't know why someone wouldn't want it. And 2 of the Growl X. Oh, sorry, just the Gallantmon from the standard deck. Now, you have to read the EX3 one closely because it's like you can play a Gallantmon from your hand or trash. I always thought it was just trash, automatically being a purple player, so it's even better at that. 3 of this Growl X, just because I find this one so good, a playset is needed. This one is alright for digivolving just to get that extra hit. And 2 of the standard deck one. I've seen some builds just run 1 of them. I can kind of see why you want to play 1, but I run 2 just because I had more aggression, because I know I'll most likely be deleting it if I go into the Gallantmon, then Growl X. If it was on the Gallantmon and then the Growl X, then you could get 2 checks, so it's a bit more of an aggressive build, but because we have lower DP, I can understand why people might take out this one. Those are our level 5s. Let's go into our level 6s. Go into the king himself. The level 6s are a bit of a weird ruin as well. Like I said, I didn't have that much time when I was building this, but it was really cool. So what we're going to be running is 3 of the Gallantmon X antibody. It's just a really good card. I find that this one can be better just than the normal Gallantmon, just because you can delete something with the lowest DP. But the only reason you need the normal Gallantmon is for the effect when opponent's Digimon is deleted, if Gallantmon or X antibodies in this trait. And it's really needed for the Ultimate Cup. So I run 2 of the standard deck Gallantmon and 1 of the Bt11. The Bt11 is almost like what I would say a mini Crimson mode before you get into Crimson mode, because you could trash one of your opponent's security stacks for every 10 cards in their trash, which is really good. But you have to make sure you have a red Tamer for the on-deletion effects. And 2 of Crimson mode. The alt art is thanks to my friend. I would have probably gotten all 3 because they wanted me to flex, but I thought like 2 Crimson mode was plenty, because I always sword in my hand no matter what. But most of the time, I think I see most people running 4 or 3 of these. So it could be 3, 3, and then 3 Crimson or 2 Crimson. I find 3 can be a bit bricky, but it depends on your playstyle. I know one of the top players in the last Ultimate Cup actually had 3 Crimson, so I feel like it just depends on your build. But for my one, this slightly scuffed one, I got 2. Alright, that's the end of our Digimon. Let's focus on our Tamers, which is probably the obvious pick for red, I would say. So we've got 2 Hiro. Hiro is just a wonderful card. It's so good to tech into anything. And of course we run a playset of Takato. So these are only Tamers, but Hiro is just really good because when you're going in for that swing, you get an extra 2k DP. I feel like Gallantmon just misses the mark with some DP because it could be that it's just 11k and something could be 12k and it just dies. A good example is that one of my last matches was a draw and it was against the Alphamon player. Yes, we had a Royal Knight battle. And his Royal Knight Alphamon was 16k DP. And even though I swung with Hero, it was like about 13. So the DP definitely needs to be increased, no matter how much you have. But I was able to rebuild another stack again with Hero anyway and still get his security just because of this extra 2k DP. Takato is very essential for this deck. Has Blitz. Everything that's like deleted, you gain 1 memory. And it's a Tamer effect, so they can't really nullify you with too many floodgates. Especially if you have a playset of Staccatos, you're more likely to have 2 on the field at a time. Or I was really lucky. So our options really what saved me. I had 2 Gaia Force. So with the new Alphamon, he doesn't have that much protection. So I remember when he built up a beautiful stack, I just Gaia Forced him straight out the bat. And it took him a while to recover his pieces. Gallantmon was much faster for that, so it was good. Crimson Blaze helped so much when it came to D-Brigade matches. You could just delete the whole thing and make sure they don't pay anything from effects. So that D-Brigade, specifically the Commandramon, that's like on deletion, then check the top 3 cards of your deck, play a Commandramon from it. They can't do that because of Crimson Blaze. It also helped in a few like Blue Flare. Blue Flare was another matchup that I had. And I think it did help with Ulforce, so I was glad I run that. A lot of deck lists I don't see run a Delicate Plan. This card saved my bacon in so many ways. I only run it once, but it saved me within 3 matches out of the 7 that we managed to get. So you just play for 1 check, and if you have Blitz with Takato, you're good. So it's gonna be 1 pound, then you blitz in, and then no checks will happen. I missed 2 or 3 Iron Fisted Onslaught in 1 round just because of a Delicate Plan, which was really good. This one was an interesting tech that I got from the Ultimate Cup winner. It was the Gravity Crush. Gravity Crush, I only run 1 of this, but I saw this all the time in my hand and it helped me so much in all of my matches because I could nullify my opponent, and even though you were getting the extra memory at the end of the turn, it didn't help them anyway because they were that nullified. And 2 Red Mem Boost. Red Mem Boost, to be honest, actually didn't come up as much as I thought that I needed it because they had so much draw power with the deck itself. But I think it's always good to just have 2 because red is definitely filled with brick. I know a lot of people would probably play no Crimson Blaze and then just run a full place of these. That's also really good. The only reason I did this for this matchup is because I saw in a lot of videos that tier 1 decks had a lot of wide board states, and I wanted to make sure if I was up against a wide board state player like Bloom Lord or sometimes even Blue Flare, I wanted to make sure that I was good. Guys, that's all for the deck profile video. Thank you so much for checking this out. I hope all of you will have a wonderful time in the next Ultimate Cup, which we don't know what the rules will be. But in the meantime, I will see you later, and I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or afternoon. Bye! Have a good one.